when I see young men or anyone around me that is trying to pursue a life goal or big big goals, small goals, business ideas, or anything like that, they chase it with a reason or a why that is not strong enough or big enough for them to keep going when it gets hard, or for them to keep pursuing consistently throughout a long duration of time. And the reason why majority of ideas fail is because they're not patient enough, and also they don't actually believe in the purpose of chasing this goal. They don't believe in it enough for them to pursue it for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years. And if you were to set a plan for any particular goal that you have in a longer space of time, in a longer duration of time, not just doing it until you find results, not just doing it for a couple of days and then not seeing anything happen, so then you give up and move on to something else. Find something that you truly believe in. Find a why and a purpose that motivates you to show up every day, to perform when you need to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do. So like when it comes to money and wealth and everything like that, what I truly fully believe is that if you found the thing that you had fulfillment doing, in due time you will eventually make money off of it if you make the right moves, if you decide to put yourself in those positions to gain wealth, to gain the financial possessions. So when you I just think that fully, like that's something that I've learned recently in a book called How Leaders Inspire Others to Take Action. And it was talking about in a business standpoint and also in an individual ability to inspire other people is they have to have a why. The person or the business has to have a why with their product, and then the buyers have to believe in the why that they are presenting. So when a product comes out, I'm gonna make this one up. This isn't even an example from the book, but I'm gonna make this example up. When a business or a company comes out with a product and they want to sell you this new digital watch, all right? This is an example in a business standpoint. They want to sell you this digital watch, and when they sell you the product through an ad or through a commercial or something like that, this is two ways they can go about it, and I'll tell you the way that will work better. The first way is they go into the commercial when they say what it does. This watch is digital. It's got the newest type of screen. The touch screen is so smooth. You can also go into the settings and check your heart rate, whatever it is. It tells you what the abilities that it has as a product, what you can do with it, what the product does, how it does the things, whatever. But they're missing out the why. Why should the buyer buy the product in the first place? Why should the buyer even buy, or why should the person be inspired by what you're saying? Why should the person listen to what you're saying? All of these things, you need to identify the why. So that was the first way. That's the wrong way to go about it. They say what the watch does, they say how it works, they say all the processes and why it's so, why it's much better than other digital watches. If they were to go about it in a proper way or in a more successful way for a duration, to have loyal customers, they have to believe in your why. So the second time they do the ad or the commercial, they come along and they go, hey, we have this watch, and we truly believe in the desire to wanting to be on time with things. We want you to be able to structure your day out in the best way possible, so that anytime you need to check our digital watch and you can make sure that you're on point with your schedule in your day. Because when you are trying to be as productive as possible, these are the things that are important. So they give you like a deeper reason. They're not telling you what the watch does. Yeah, sure, it tells the time. Yeah, sure, it can check your heartbeat and stuff. But they're going to give you a bigger and deeper reason why. If you're a productive person, if you're someone that wants to structure their day out in a more wholesome and fulfilling way, when you go about your time management, then you're the type of person that's going to want to buy this watch. So they're giving you a why. They're giving something that they believe in that's bigger than themselves, not just what the watch does. So yeah, sure, it tells the time. That's as simple as it can get. But if you give a bigger reason to why the buyer would want to buy the product, it's going to make them more motivated and more loyal towards your product, because they're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm that type of person that wants to be productive. I want to be more organized with my time. I want to be able to structure my day out accurately, and I believe that would help me to be able to stay on point with things and stay on time. So there's two different ways to go about it. The first way, they just tell you what it does, they tell you this and that. The second reason, they give you more detailed reasoning or a why. It could be bullshit. It could be bullshit. But as long as the product follows what their why is originally, then you're going to believe and going to be loyal as a customer towards their product. So I learned that in the book that I was reading recently, and it's fully like opened my eyes out to the fact that that's why I believe this is going to work one day. These videos, they're going to work because you don't see a facade. You meet me in real life. If anyone ever meets me in real life, this is who I am. It's not a mask. And I truly believe that one day I will inspire people to be on self-improvement, especially young men. I will inspire young men to jump on self-improvement and prove themselves to the best men that they can be. And so, going back to the video, there are people out there that will go into a idea or try and start this new little side hustle or business, or they'll try and start making content, or they'll try and start doing something. They can only do it for about a couple of months, a couple of weeks, and then they give up. Like, you know why they gave up? It's because they didn't actually believe that they were that person. They didn't believe that they in the why, or made it or created a why in themselves that were big enough to keep them going. Because if it's not who you are, you ain't gonna go very far. And if you're not ready to commit to yourself, to this life goal, to whatever this purpose is that you believe you're meant to do, if you don't fully believe that this is who you are by evidence that you do certain things leading towards this why or bigger purpose, then you are going to burn out. Of course, you're not going to go very far. Of course, you're going to stop when you're not making any progress. Of course, you're going to run out of ideas or whatever. If you're just making products, or you're just creating things, or you're just chasing this goal only for the purpose of small whys, very one-dimensional purposes. What is a one-dimensional purpose? What's something that's not very big enough or strong enough? It's very hard to say, actually. I can think about it right now, and it's very hard to say what a one-dimensional purpose is. But I would say, if it's not bad to have a motive to make money, it's not bad to have a motive to, or a why, to be able to attract a high quality partner, or a beautiful girlfriend or wife, or to be able to be as attractive as you can, or to be able to have a nice car and a big house. Like, all of these, I don't think they're bad motives at all. I think they're completely fine. If your why and your purpose was to tick all of those boxes, and the reason why you're trying to make a business, or you're trying to improve yourself, or whatever, is to tick all those boxes, I feel like it's completely fine. I think behind those reasonings, or behind whatever reasons or why you have, it needs to be who you are, and you need to truly believe it. It needs to be there has to be some sort of patience with it too, because some of you guys give up. Like, literally, you have an idea, you try and pursue it, but you only do it for a couple of weeks, and have the expectation that it's going to take 10 years, have the expectation that it's going to take 20, 30 years, have the expectation that it's going to take your whole life before you actually get to this goal. If you had that expectation, then you're probably going to chip at it at a longer duration of time, and then you're going to look at yourself in 5 years time, and you will be way better than you were when you first started at whatever it is. If it's a physical health goal, if it's to gain more knowledge in a certain area of your life, if it's to improve your social skills and your social presence, if it's to whatever this thing that you want to improve or better, or whether it's this product that you want to sell to people, you have to find the why behind it, and you have to believe it, and your actions behind following this goal or selling this product have to follow that why. Otherwise, it's not going to go very far. The TV provider TiVo, there was a TV provider that came out, I can't remember what year, I don't even know what year, but there was this TV provider that was the first to be able to skip ads, fast forward and skip ads or whatever. And they only went so far. And the reason why is because they told people what they did and how cool they are and whatever. It's not convincing enough to have a loyal customer, to have a loyal person that wants to listen to you day in, day out for the next 10 years. When other TV providers came out, they said, if you buy our product, the people that buy our product are people that don't have time to sit around watching commercials, or they're luxury type of people, or if you this, then you're fancy in a way. You could, like, when you buy Apple because there's a certain identity that is carried with Apple's why. And the people that buy Apple products believe in their why, because they believe that that type of person that they're trying to perceive themselves to be, and that Apple was trying to kind of say, this is who you will be if you buy our product. and their actions show it, because the quality of the products and what the phone does and what the Apple Watch does and what the AirPods do show what they believe in, because it's hard for other industries to compete in that same type of niche because they have a why and they follow it. So that's the point of this video, is that like, if to be able for you to get ahead, or for you to get far in life, far in any goal you have, far in any endeavor, any business idea, any type of thing you want to pursue, you have to have a why. You have to figure out who you really want to be, if it is you or not, and you have to be fucking patient. You're gonna have to expect to do this for the next 20, 30 years before you start making any progress whatsoever. And if you were more patient about it, you'd probably get further.